Disclaimer, the comments made in this video are intended for entertainment purposes only and are not intended to offend anyone.
A Christian wanted to abort their trans kid because they were trans. You wouldn't have any issue with that?
I mean, it doesn't matter because it's not, like, you put words in my mouth, man, I'm done.
Yes, it's that time again, when the woke idiot says something dumb, gets called out, and then immediately starts glitching like a broken TikTok filter. Let's watch the delusion crumble, one meltdown at a time.
And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the are we right now?
Who's writing her script?
This week is the woke have lost. This is the beginning of the end.
I thought that was going to happen anyway, and Kamala Harris is not my side.
You guys have been advocating. Little boys can become little girls, and little girls can become little boys. All that stuff now is going to get rooted out of institutions.
Matt Goodwin on GB News dismantles woke ideology like it's a Lego tower. One flick and boom and gone.
You understand that fascism is just an off-branch of communism, right?
No, it isn't.
It's
young
communism.
person. Do some reading and learn your history.
Mussolini and Hitler both part of the Communist Party.
Teacher loses a debate to a teenager and rage quits like he just got eliminated in Fortnite. Do not teach me history, bro, come on!
It's only white people equating slavery to owning an abortion. Not once have I heard one black or woman of color.
Faith, do you want to come up here? Because apparently color matters.
I am pro-life because life begins in the womb at conception. And I think that our personhood, our rights should not be based on having to be human plus something else. That's exactly what happened with slavery, where we were told that you have to be human plus not black. And now we're saying that you have to be human plus a certain age, or human and in a different location. And so really what abortion is age-based discrimination.
Black people weren't seen as humans. They weren't seen as human beings.
White leftist claims no black woman compares slavery to abortion. Cue the black woman immediately proving her wrong. We love a live correction.
How do you know I'm not a woman?
I see your point. I see your point.
Woke girl lectures a guy on gender. Then he says, "How do you know I'm not a woman?" Instant karma served cold. Step 1, get triggered. Step 2, scream. Step 3, call everyone slur words. Step 4, still lose the argument. Textbook woke meltdown right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Am I the only person in the Republican Party who has the guts to say English should be our national language?
I know. It's because of the color of your skin.
I disagree with that. I'm going to be back at you, Steve. I'm going to hit you hard for that. That is because the rest of you are freaking lazy. Cowards.
Cowards,
People in this country have common sense. What we really lack is courage.
Yes.
So I'm not going to buy some BS that, like, my last name or my skin color insulates me. Think about it. I have stepped
No, but that's the perception. You have balls, but other people won't criticize you.
Vivek says Americans need to grow a spine. Leftist responds by saying, "You're a person of color. That's why it's easy for you." That's not logic. That's just racism with extra steps.
Well, we should blame that on Trump because he's the one that organized the pullout.
That's actually wrong. He didn't.
He did.
I know the lawyers that worked with JAG for that operation, and it was a long strategic pullout over the course of several years. It was the Biden administration that booked when they were going to leave. It was their operation with the military complex under Austin that pulled that out. It was an epic failure.
A Democrat tried to dunk on a woman with 0 facts, and she responded with all facts.
Beautiful trans woman out here. Tell us about your transition, how it went.
Can I hold this, please?
No.
So I have a question for you. Why are you asking me those questions?
Like we're interviewing like trans women and stuff like that.
I'm not a trans woman. I'm a...
Oh, no, we're fully supportive. Do you want to talk about sort of transitioning or anything like that? Or like what people can...
I never transitioned because I was born a woman.
No, of course you're a woman, of course.
Does it make a trans woman any less of a woman?
No, you are 100% a woman.
I'm not a trans woman.
Is there another definition that people like to use, or...
You thought I was a man?
This guy tricked a Wokey into using basic logic, and it nearly broke the brain, and you could see the panic uploading.
Tell us what's so pressing that you needed to interrupt us before he could even talk.
So, let's talk about the 200 people deported without due process to El Salvador. But a United States citizen was actually deported.
It was not a U.S. citizen. That's not correct.
Liar.
It's not a U.S. citizen. It was actually...
Come on.
No, it was someone that was living here. Yeah, it was not a U.S. citizen.
Hey, this guy just Lies. It's not. No. Hey, no. You wanna have a debate, but you don't.
It was
debate.
not a U.S. citizen, first of all. So, okay. So we already have a mic. Show me you're losing without telling me you're losing.
Charlie Kirk presents facts. Protester chants liar in proving he actually has no arguments.
I still sort of say that it is an expression of mental illness, because what else can it be? If you are born a male and you are biologically a male, then you can't. It's physically and spiritually impossible to become a female, right?
On live TV, gender distress is a mental illness. The silence from the woke panel was louder than a Taylor Swift stadium tour.
I'm not heartbroken. I'm disappointed because, I'm really happy with how my look came together today. And it was going to be my first date since transitioning. We were going to go get ice cream and stuff, but it wasn't meant to be.
Man in a dress complains about being rejected by a straight guy, then plays the victim. Reality isn't homophobic, it's just honest.
What?
To not say the.
Oh God, this is the gay bro.
Also, do you mind if I ask you not to use the term like gay and like?
This is.
Beta soy boy tries to act smart. A woman steps in and verbally bench presses him.
Would you support white-only dormitories?
Everybody has a choice.
So I think white-only and black-only anything is evil and wrong. That's why I hate critical theory and critical race theory, because when it's put in practice, you start to discriminate people based on race.
Woke college kid says black-only dorms are progressive. Charlie Kirk reminds him that's called segregation. History really is optional now, huh?
And that's okay. It's okay to be confused.
Well, I'm confused. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
So if you were to define it, what would it?
Anytime you ask, what is a woman? A woke person malfunctions. It's a simple question, not a riddle from a Greek oracle.
Do not want to see the right wing think that they can come on the street and terrorize people.
Far leftists break from the group to actually talk. Bad move, one conversation later, he's deleted from the simulation.
Al zurdo de mierda no le podés dar ni un milímetro.
Pero ¿me podés definir zurdo de mierda que no
Todos
lo
los que,
entiendo?
digamos, los colectivistas, los que ponen, digamos, o sea, esa idea... A ver,
¿Por qué le pones de mierda, digamos?
Porque son una mierda.
Different country and different language, same sentiment.
Don't we get paid the same as men?
We do. If we didn't, that'd be an issue.
What are you talking about? Women do not make as much as men.
If it were true that women who are not in these construction jobs and this type of thing, but rather are in kind of comfy AC-related jobs like the men, and they're getting paid less than them, then why wouldn't a man create an entire firm of women and then destroy their competition because they're now paying their staff way less?
I mean, that's a question for a dude. I can't answer that.
She complains about the wage gap, so a guy asks her a simple follow-up. Instead of answering, she deflects, "Why can't a dude answer that? He's asking you?"
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, me, I don't know. PhD tech company, we make testing kits. And 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us.
She ranks herself smartest in the room. Then IQ test results come back and serves a poetic justice.
Can you identify as a black person?
No.
Why?
I'm not black.
I'm not a woman, but I can identify as a woman according to you.
If you transition, maybe.
What defines a transition?
If that's your goal,
If you believe it.
Sure.
If you believe you're black, why aren't you black?
Well, that's just not, that's like genetic. That's like ancestry.
You're also born a man or a woman. It's the same thing. That's also genetics.
Okay, I'm over it.
If gender is a choice, can I identify as a different race? Woke feminist. I gotta go? Plot twist, logic wasn't in her schedule today.
I'd love for the feminists, please apply for the oil rigs. Please go do the hard jobs in society. They're open, they're hiring, because I don't think men or women are equal until we do the equal work. Go apply to be on the oil rigs, go be an electrician, go be on the front lines of the military.
Based woman says equal rights mean equal work. Oil rigs, electricians, combat zones. Woke feminist disappears like a Snapchat message.
When you look at trends that are generally true in the Asian community, not of everyone, but are generally true, usually you have families that are sticking together, you have people are taught to work hard in school, not get into trouble. I think that translates to why Asians en masse are successful. And I don't think you have to be Asian or white for that matter to not have kids out of wedlock, not, commit crime, not cause trouble or whatever it is. It's just a matter of common sense. That's what makes people successful. And if that's still called assimilation, having a nuclear family, buying a house, going to school, whatever it is, then yeah, okay, call me.
Vince Dow calmly breaks down woke buzzwords like privilege. The woke around him short circuits. Guess common sense is violence now?
The election. And... yeah.
Trump wins. Liberal cries like someone canceled their astrology app.
If you thought we were woke before, you done went and woke the beast. Welcome to Woke 2.0. All my woke warriors, give me a blue heart and share. Let's spread the love.
She said something, nobody knows what, including her. Next.
I don't think you can be sexist towards men, and I don't think you can be racist towards white people.
How have you arrived at that conclusion?
That's a good question. I don't know, just hearing like all the stories about like all this messed up stuff they did in the past. Like, I'm not even black, but I have a grudge against them.
Are you referring to slavery?
Yeah, and just like the treatment of them over time since then, like all the discrimination.
Do you think that white people were the only ones who engaged in slavery?
So wait, are you trying to like say that like white people were slaves too?
Yeah, white people were also slaves.
That's where the term slave comes from, is the Slavic region.
Exactly.
That's why Eastern Europeans are so oppressed even within Europe.
I don't know, but I didn't see them oppressed over here that much. Like, I don't know. In history, I don't see books talking about the oppression of white people.
Yeah, that's
Why do you think
that's
that
a problem.
is?
Feminist, you can't be racist toward white people. Guy cites dictionary. Her brain, 404 not found.
I'd like to be a woman. You can identify as a woman. I don't know why there is such an issue.
Anyone can, right?
If I can identify as anything, so why not as a black lesbian? Here's Morgan drops that one line and she crashes harder than CNN ratings.
So if someone comes to you, young as being like, listen, I was given this gender, but I do not feel like this gender. I really wish that I could live as another. Who are you to say you're incorrect?
A parent.
2 words, massive trigger.
With you, I just want to know about the ideology as to why you think that a woman shouldn't have the right to her own bodily autonomy in regards to abortion.
A woman should have the right to her own bodily autonomy, but not to kill another human.
She probably got no comeback after this.
That's where the whole debate goes rogue. You were born a biological male. You were born a biological female. Douglas, biological male. This is just a fact, right? No. Once you start saying there are hundreds of genders and you can identify as anything you want, you're going to end up with kids at school going, I'm a horse.
Here's again proving the point. You tell kids there are 100 genders, and the next day one shows up identifying as a horse. Woke logic enters with feelings and leaves with humiliation. If you enjoyed watching delusion collapse under basic facts, hit that like button. Subscribe for more sanity in a world that's lost its mind, and remember, reality always wins.